Hello there guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and on this video there is lots to negotiate about. I am going to be giving you some more additional information on Jadon Sancho, because I have been keeping up to date with him on a regular basis. Also going to reveal the main reason why Manchester United missed out on Erling Halland back in the January transfer window, because his dad Al Finch has explained why, Manchester United missed out on Erling Haaland. And also too, gonna give you an update on what Tammy Abraham has come out and said, regarding Marcus Rashford. So yeah, there is lots to negotiate on this video. So the first topic of the development I am going to start with is Jadon Sancho. So Borussia Dortmund have confirmed they are willing to sell Jadon Sancho for £100 million this summer, because they did actually quote out they want £100 million at least. Some reports is basically saying that, Borussia Dortmund want £120 million for the player. But either way, that will make, Jadon Sancho, any of them figures will make Jadon Sancho our most expensive signing, because our most expensive signing at the moment is Paul Pogba, who we paid £89 million for. And also it will make him a record signing in the Premier League, and it also too will make him the most expensive British player in history. Now, reportedly, Manchester United are willing to give Jadon Sancho the iconic number 7, because obviously, like I mentioned, we have got number 7 vacant, and, I think he'll do really, really well, will Jadon Sancho in the number 7. And don't forget, Man United have had a lot of good number 7s up and down the generations. I think our recent number 7 we had was Alexis Sanchez. He wasn't so good though. Obviously, we had Ronaldo, we had David Beckham, we had Eric Cantona, we had Memphis Depay. We had Michael Owen at one point. So we've had a lot of number 7s up and down the generations. So let's put that into the equation. But Jadon Sancho has revealed he does want to make a move to Manchester United. And he's also come out and said, Jadon Sancho, like he updated you yesterday, he's explained one of the reasons why he wants to join Manchester United, and that is because of 3 players. Now, as you all know, he's got a fantastic friendship with Marcus Rashford, as Jadon Sancho. Also too, he is an admirer of Anthony Martial. I think Anthony Martial has actually done really, really well recently, even though Martial has sustained quite a lot of injuries this season as a Manchester United player. Obviously, this season, as you all know, Martial has been operating in that number 9 role, even though he does predominantly play out wide on the left. And with Rashford, obviously, Rashford's been out of a back injury for a while. I think it did say he's set to return within the next couple of weeks. So when the season resumes, actually Marcus Rashford should be back. Even though it did say, he could be out for the rest of the season. But I think, he will be back, when the season resumes, because the season I think is going to resume from the 1st of June, and obviously, it's going to be completed within 6 weeks, so next season can be started on time on the 8th of August, and I do believe these games will be played behind closed doors. And like I mentioned, Rashford was one of our best players earlier on in the season. And, Rashford has been a United player since the age of 7, and he's been in our senior squad since 2016. Since he broke into the senior squad, he's become an integral part of the team. He's had some bad spells as a Man United player, don't get me wrong, but like I said, he has been a big miss. But there again, Martial's enjoyed quite a few bad spells at Manchester United. And also, he did reveal out, did Jadon Sancho, that he also likes Mason Greenwood a lot. I think Mason Greenwood, to be fair, has enjoyed a really, really good season. Got to say, he's a good backup, is Mason Greenwood, but I probably do believe in the next couple of years' time he can emulate to Marcus Rashford's level. Probably will end up overtaking Rashford, to be quite honest with you. You can play Greenwood in the number 9. You can also play him on the right-hand side. I think it's his first season in the senior squad. But he seldom plays in the Premier League. Well, seldom starts in the Premier League. He tends to play like more in the cup games, doesn't he, Mason Greenwood? But yeah, the Borussia Dortmund chefs, they actually confirmed yesterday, like he updated you, that Manchester United have beaten Liverpool and Chelsea they've beaten Liverpool and Chelsea to the signing of Jadon Sancho. So this is what had been confirmed. Now, obviously, Fabrizio Romano, who's a very reliable Italian journalist. Don't forget, he says that Manchester United have been in contact with Jadon Sancho's agent for around 2 months, and it's also been revealed that we are working on his contract, but I don't think his contract's yet been sorted out. Obviously, it said a while back that Man United were willing to give Jadon Sancho a contract worth around £200,000 a week. So it'd be probably on the similar or the exact same as what, Marcus Rashford is on. But, don't forget, back in February, it got confirmed, this was stemming from Sky in Germany, that Jadon Sancho wants to leave Borussia Dortmund at the end of the season. He did confirm this, did Jadon Sancho. But, there's been a number of clubs that have expressed their interest in him. But Man United have been relentlessly linked with Jadon Sancho. Don't forget we was in for him last year. The main explanation why we missed out on Jadon Sancho last year is because, we failed to qualify for the Champions League. And, Duncan Castles, he also came out last month and said, Man United are the favourites to sign him in the summer transfer window. But I've got to say, I think Jadon Sancho's been a revelation in Germany for Borussia Dortmund. He's been a revelation. Like I mentioned, it's his 3rd season now. Was dropped in quite a lot of games earlier on in the season. But in his past 2 seasons, he's done really, really well. Jadon Sancho still got a contract with Dortmund until 2022. And he's just turned 20 years of age, by the way, as Jadon Sancho. So he's still very, very young. And he will fit Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's transfer strategy perfectly, because Solskjaer still wants to continue the policy of recruiting young players to Manchester United. Like I mentioned, predominantly a right winger. And obviously, Manchester United do need a right winner. You can occasionally play him centrally. But I think he'd complement our attacking line really, really well, because Jadon Sancho's a player that can score goals. He can create chances. His runs on and off the ball are very, very good. And, that's very, very good. And if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is still to be Man United manager next season, because it's unknown whether he will be, it will be his first signing in the summer transfer window and his 6th signing overall, because so far Solskjaer's recruited 5 players in. He's made 4 permanent signings, and of course he got 1 player in on loan. And obviously, the beneficial thing is as well that Jadon Sancho has played in the Premier League before, so he's proven in the Premier League. Obviously, he did serve a couple of years at Man City. Never really got any first-team opportunities at Man City. And this is the main explanation why I left Manchester City to join Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund got him from next to nothing. They only paid around £7 or £8 million in from City. But analysed his performances in the few years he's been with Dortmund, his valuation has persistently grown. But yeah, Borussia Dortmund have come to accept the fact that he wants to leave. So Borussia Dortmund now will want a replacement for him. So if they get £100 million, they're going to make around a £92, £93 million profit on the player. And with that money they generate, they could get around maybe 2, maybe even 3 players with the money they do generate from Jadon Sancho's departure. But I want him to come to Manchester United because, like I said, he'd suit our system. He wouldn't suit Liverpool's system. He wouldn't get in Liverpool's team week in, week out, unless Liverpool sold Salah, Firmino or Mane, one of their attacking trio. But I think, probably Jadon Sancho is the first player Man United are going to sign in the summer. But we're looking to make around 3 signings in the summer anyway, because Solskjaer believes that's how many players we do need to become title contenders. And he has identified the positions, where he thinks Manchester United do need to strengthen up. But it is good that we're making plans for the summer. Obviously, don't forget Solskjaer's got the backing of Ed Woodward. He's also got the backing of the Glazers. Also, a lot of our players are backing him, and they've still got a lot of confidence in him. But yeah, I'll be very, very delighted if Manchester United can get Jadon Sancho on the board. So that's the latest news regarding him. Now, I want to give you an update on, by the way, what Tammy Abraham has said on Marcus Rashford. So Chelsea's Tammy Abraham has reportedly warned Marcus Rashford to stay away from Jadon Sancho. Some reports say this is jokingly, by the way. Now, obviously, Rashford and Angel Gomez posted on social media. They posted posts on social media, yesterday to wish Jadon Sancho a happy 20th birthday, because Jadon Sancho was 20 yesterday. But Tammy Abraham has actually warned Rashford to stay away from Jadon Sancho. Because obviously, he won't, because they have a really, really good friendship, like I mentioned. So that's basically, the latest news on that. Now, I want to delve into news on Erling Haaland. I'm going to give you some news on him. So the reasons why Manchester United missed out on Erling Haaland in the January transfer window. By the way, this is stemming from Alf Inge, Halland, his dad. Because reportedly, it says that Manchester United didn't want him enough. According to him, Solskjaer was the only one that wanted Erling Haaland. And don't forget, at that point when we was in for Erling Haaland, there was a lot of uncertainty on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's future. And plus, Man United have been struggling for the vast majority of this season. Could be something to do, with no Champions League football as well, why we missed out on Erling Haaland, because we was relentlessly linked with him in January. And I did say, didn't I, it was a shame that we didn't get Erling Haaland in, because he would have been an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer type signing. Because don't forget, Solskjaer, when he was at Mould, he was the one that gave Erling Haaland his debut. Was it just at the age of 16? And obviously, Solskjaer was keen on a reunion with the player. And plus, he was available on the cheap. It was a cheap solution, because he only would have costed around 16 or 17 million pounds, would the player. And obviously, he did really, really well at RP Salzburg. But obviously, he just decided to join Borussia Dortmund instead of Manchester United, did Erling Haaland. He decided to join Man United instead, did Borussia Dortmund instead, did Erling Haaland. But, definitely Solskjaer was keen on a reunion with the player. And don't forget, back in January, Solskjaer and Ed Woodward went to meet up with Erling Haaland in Norway. So, yeah, it was very, very disappointing that we missed out on him. So, yeah, so that's the latest news on that. But, like I mentioned, Manchester United are definitely in search for a striker. We do need a striker. It is looking very, very imminent that Man United are going to decide to get Odion Ighalo in on a permanent transfer in the summer. It's revealed how much it will cost Man United. It'll cost Man United around £15 million to get Odion Ighalo in on a permanent transfer. Now, I think it did say, according to Sky Sports, we're looking to extend Odion Ighalo's loan until June the 30th, because his current loan spell ends at the end of May the 31st. But he's enjoyed a fantastic start to his Manchester United career as Odion Ighalo. He's got 4 goals in 3 starts for the football club. He's provided a couple of assists, and like I mentioned, he's totally comparison to our other attacking players, because he's an option of a different type of centre forward. Odion Ighalo's hold-up play is very, very good. And, he's been a United fan since he was a boy. But I've got to say, he's a very, very good cover-up to Marcus Rashford. And I think it did say that Odion Ighalo was even willing to take a pay cut to remain at Manchester United. But I think Shanghai Shenhua, will be determined to let him go. But we still need a striker, even if we get Odion Ighalo in on a permanent transfer. Because we basically need an adequate replacement for Romelu Lukaku. Don't forget, last summer, Manchester United let Romelu Lukaku go for around £75 million. Was it around 75 million? It was in the £70 million range anyway. We let him go for. We basically recruit the money that we paid for him from Everton a couple of years ago and that. And from a financial point of view, would have been delighted. Lukaku enjoyed 2 years at Man United. He enjoyed a good first season, but didn't really replicate that in his second season. And in the end, he had to go. But now maybe we'll regret the decision by letting Lukaku go. But, don't forget, the other week, Lukaku was backing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a lot. He believes we're going in the right direction under Solskjaer. We're making the right decisions under Solskjaer, and we are recruiting the right players in. So this is what Romelu Lukaku had come out and said. And obviously, there's quite a few strikers, on Manchester United's agenda, like I've been keeping you up to date on. Obviously, I was giving you the news on Harry Kane yesterday, wasn't I? I gave you the news on Harry Kane. obviously, I'm very, very sceptical that Manchester United will sign Harry Kane in the summer transfer window. Could actually, end up leaving Tottenham, but I think if he leaves Tottenham, he'll go to Real Madrid, or he'll possibly, go to Juventus. I just don't see him coming to Manchester United. And obviously, Tottenham have revealed how much they would want for Harry Kane, and they did confirm they would want around £150 million. That figure, of course, would make him a record signing in the Premier League, make him our most expensive signing if we were to get him. Plus, it'd make him like the third most expensive player in the world, Harry Kane and that. Obviously, Daniel Levy, by the way, is a very, very good businessman, but he's a really, really hard negotiator. And don't forget, we've done business with Tottenham in the past. We got Berbatov from them. We also got Michael Carrick from them. Carrick, enjoyed 12 years at Manchester United as a player, so he is a very, very hard negotiator. But Alan Shearer believes, to me, his own perception, that if Tottenham don't win anything in terms of silverware next year, Kane will leave and he will rejuvenate his career, because Harry Kane has been at Tottenham now for several years and he hasn't won out in terms of silverware during his career with Tottenham. He has won the Golden Boot a couple of times himself, but he hasn't won out with Tottenham. And Tottenham obviously can't win out now because they're not in the Champions League, they're not in the FA Cup. Tottenham's ambitions now is to finish 5th so they can get qualification for the Champions League, because there was reports saying that if Tottenham miss out on European football, Mourinho will only have £50 million to spend in the summer. And a lot of Tottenham fans have got huge doubts about Mourinho. They do want him out of their football club, I think the vast majority of them. But I think Tottenham made a mistake getting rid of Mauricio Pochettino, because Pochettino endured 5.5 years with Tottenham, and Tottenham were competing in the top 4 during his time. But in the last couple of years of his tenure, Tottenham, became, title contenders. So let's just put that into the equation. But, Harry Kane, he's been Tottenham's senior squad since 2011. Definitely their best player. Kane is Tottenham's 3rd highest goal scorer in their history, behind Bobby Smith's and Jimmy Greaves. He has 181 goals in 278 appearances in all competitions, 130-odd goals in the Premier League. Back in the summer of 2018, Kane signed a new 6-year deal with Tottenham, so he committed his future with them. I think it was worth around 200 grand a week was the new deal. And as it stands at the moment, he's got 4 years remaining on his current contract. But obviously, he's not going to see out the remainder of his 4 years on his contract. And the good news is, though, for Tottenham, that, Kane is close to returning to first-team training. That's good news for them, because obviously Harry Kane has been out of a hamstring injury for the last couple of months. So from a Tottenham perspective on that aspect, they'll be very, very delighted. And Kane is, 26 years of age. He has still got a lot of development in him. And probably, he would do well at Manchester United if he came in, but I don't see him coming to United. And we've been relentlessly linked with him for the last 5 years or so. But like I mentioned, Tottenham lost Christian Eriksen in January after he endured 7 years with Tottenham. He was an imperative player. They lost Danny Rose, lost Bale and Lucas Moura to Real Madrid, don't forget, before and that, a while back. So they've lost quite a few of their imperative players in recent years. But I just can't see Kane coming to Manchester United. But there were some reports saying that Kane could stay at Tottenham due to the coronavirus pandemic. But anyway, there's much cheaper solutions in Harry Kane, like I mentioned on my video yesterday. You've got Timo Werner, that would be available for around, 50 or 51 million pounds. So that's like 3 times less than what, Harry Kane would cost, because Timo Werner's got a release clause of around 51 million pounds in his contract with RP Leipzig, and I think that's due to expire at the end of April. Don't forget the RP Leipzig sporting director, he recently came out and said there's uncertainty over Timo Werner's future. Werner, was talking a lot about Liverpool last month, don't forget. He was talking a lot about Liverpool. This is what he told Sky in Germany, that I was attracted to moving to Liverpool, and he also regarded Jurgen Klopp as one of the best managers in the world. So if Timo Werner was to leave RP Leipzig in the summer, I think he'd go to Liverpool, because his preference is a move to Liverpool over Manchester United. And, this is what, it's basically said. But again, Liverpool would have to sell one of their attacking trio to get Timo Werner, in the team week in, week out. But maybe he won't leave, because due to the coronavirus, he may be denied a move to the Premier League. And plus, Timo Werner can play more than one position. So he's a cheaper solution. Probably would be a better solution than Kane. You've got Aubameyang. He's available for around £50 million. He'd cost 3 times less than Harry Kane. So, yeah, so that would be better business if we were to get either Aubameyang or Werner in. Even if we got them both, that would be £100 million. So that would be £50 million cheaper for 2 players, rather than paying £150 million for 1 player. So let's just get that into the equation. So, yeah, there is quite a few strikes on Man United's agenda. I think it's very, very likely that Man United can also sign Jude Bellingham in the summer transfer window. I give you the news, didn't I, regarding Jude Bellingham yesterday? I give you the news regarding him. And it reportedly says, Borussia Dortmund have now cooled their interest in Jude Bellingham due to uncertainty over their finances and because their transfer plans are on hold. So, obviously, it said our recent contract offer for Jude Bellingham, which was around £100,000 a week, our recent contract offer was less than Borussia Dortmund's actual bid. So this did say this could be one of the main explanations why Manchester United could miss out on Jude Bellingham in the summer transfer window. But definitely Jude Bellingham is expected to leave Birmingham at the end of the season. He is going to cost in the excess of around £30 million. So obviously that means that figure would make him the most expensive British teenager in history. Man United are obsessed about the idea of signing Jude Bellingham, but I think around 4 or 5 clubs have expressed their interest in the player. This is only Jude Bellingham's first season. It's only his first season in the senior squad with Birmingham, but I've got to give him a lot of credit because I think he has been a revelation for Birmingham City as Jude Bellingham. He became the youngest player to represent them, made his senior debut at the age of 16 years and 38 days, and I think he's played around 30-odd games in the Championship this season as the player. But up until this point, overall, he's spent the entirety of his career with Birmingham because he's been a Birmingham player since the age of 8 as Jude Bellingham. But reportedly, this was stemming from James Cooper in Sky Sports. He, says that, Man United have been obviously, working on getting Jude Bellingham in now for months. This is what, James Cooper had said. And I don't know, we could get Jude Bellingham in. Like I mentioned, from my own perception, I don't think his Premier League standard is yet, and I don't think he's at that elite level. If I were Birmingham, I would be determined to give him at least another season in the Championship to gain him more experience because he is still inexperienced at the moment. Jude Bellingham is only at the age of 16, so he's still very, very young. But some players that come from the Championship to the Premier League, do tend to do well, to be fair. So maybe he can do really, really well. Bellingham's expected to sign his professional contract in the summer when he does turn 17, because at the moment Bellingham is on around £145 a week and that. But yeah, I think Borussia Dortmund were emerged as the favourites, and some reports were allegedly saying that Borussia Dortmund and Birmingham had already come to an agreement on a fee for Bellingham, but Dortmund had seen Bellingham as the adequate replacement for Jadon Sancho. But it'd be interesting to see, where he next. It'll be interesting to see where Bellingham will be playing his trade next season and that. So that's the news on him. Also, too, James Cooper from Sky Sports has also provided us with an update on Paul Pogba. Now, I do believe that Paul Pogba's future is still uncertain. I think, we need to resolve Paul Pogba's future. Now, I do believe recently Ed Woodward and Paul Pogba's agent, Mini Raiola, have been in negotiations to try and resolve Paul Pogba's future. Reports were coming out last weekend actually saying that Woodward had been in talks with Mini Raiola, basically, to stop Mini Raiola making a lot of public attacks against the club, because he's already, as it stands, made a lot of public attacks against the football club. But Mini Raiola has been talking a lot since the turn of the year, Recently, he's been talking a lot about his client, saying, he wants to take a great footballer to Real Madrid. This is what he said, because Paul Pogba has been relentlessly linked to a move to Real Madrid. Recent reports said, actually, he still wants to leave Man United, does Pogba, but he doesn't want to make a move to Real Madrid. I think his actual preference is a return to Juventus, because don't forget, Pogba did endure 4 good years in Turin, but the vast majority of his performances at Man United since he rejoined have been totally comparison. And there's been other clubs in for him as well. Obviously, PSG, Barcelona have also been in for him. But since Paul Pogba rejoined Man United from Juventus back in 2016, he's just had a long-running transfer saga. Now, obviously, I think it says now we're confident anyway that Paul Pogba will stay at Manchester United, because we're very sceptical that Real Madrid and Juventus can finalise a deal for him, because we would want at least 100 million, probably more than 100 million for Pogba. Plus, he's on a substantial amount at the club, because Pogba is on around, 300 grand a week. So this is one of the main explanations why he could remain at Manchester United for next season. This was, by the way, stemming from Rob Dawson in ESPN. But obviously, it confirmed the other week that, Paul Pogba was interested in staying at Manchester United. And obviously, he was interested in extending his contract. As it stands at the moment, Pogba's got 2 years left on his contract. 1 year with an option of a further year. More than likely, Man United will trigger that 1 year extension on his contract. But I think the main explanation why he said he wanted to stay is because, he's aware of the impact that Bruno Fernandes has made. And, he believes he can form a partnership with Bruno Fernandes in our midfield. Can Paul Pogba? And then obviously, Solskjaer basically, after the 5-0 win against Last, reiterated what Pogba had mentioned. And, Solskjaer confirmed that Paul Pogba will remain at Manchester United next season. And then reports came out after that saying, Man United are willing to sell him for just £100 million in the summer, because Pogba's revealed that he wants to leave. Don't forget, the other week he was back in training. He was training indoors. And obviously, he had some personal coaching with Michael Carrick, did Paul Pogba. So, obviously, when the season does resume, he's expected to play his Pogba. So, that's obviously, very, very good news. And I think they'll do well together in our midfield with Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes. Don't forget, Paul Pogba endured a difficult time under Mourinho. I think if Mourinho would have still been here, our top players would have gone. I think the likes of Shaw, Marshall and Pogba would have been gone by now if he'd still been here. Because Mourinho had bad disputes with the top players. He also had bad disputes with the board. These are the main explanations why his 2.5 years at Man United didn't work out, even though he did win 2 trophies in his first season at the football club. And obviously the vast majority of these players anyway are Jose Mourinho's. So, yeah, and, don't forget, we paid 89 million for Pogba. He's our most expensive sign at the moment. We had him when he was younger under Alex Ferguson. Yeah, due to limited appearances, though, we had to let him go on a free transfer. Pogba's 27 years of age, just recently turned 27, but he's only played 8 games this season. So there's still uncertainty over Paul Pogba's future. But I've got to give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a lot of credit, because I credit him, for the players he has recruited in so far. He's obviously, brought 5 players in. He's brought 5 players in 3 transfer windows, and he's spent around £220 million on them. And they've all done really, really well, like I mentioned. Also, too, Solskjaer has got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he's come in. A lot of the deadwood has gone, because I think around 9 players have left. Obviously, some players have left on permanent transfers, and obviously, some are loaned out. And, we're planning to get rid of around 5 players in the summer. And we're hoping to generate over £200 million for their departures and that. So there's still lots of things to sort out. But, Man United have been in a good vein of form. It seems a long time ago since, football was last played, due to this coronavirus. But Man United are unbeaten in their last 11 games in all competitions. And this is our best vein of form since Solskjaer was the interim manager. And like I mentioned, our record against the big 6 sides this season has also been superb. We've registered like 17 points against the big 6 sides this season. But Solskjaer's approach to games in this last 11 games has been very, very good. He's showed a lot of tactical flexibility. He's seemed to have he's been making the right decisions. He's had a plan A, he's had a plan B. So that's very, very good to see. To be quite honest with you. And everybody's been given their chances. Like Solskjaer revealed when he first came in, that everybody, would get their chances. He revealed at the start of this season, that the youngsters would get their opportunities. And to be fair, the youngsters have been given their opportunities. But recently, I've got to say, a lot of aspects of our game have really, really improved. So let's just put that into the equation. We're scoring good goals. We're creating very, very good chances. And a lot of players, by the way, have improved under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's guidance. But what did I mention to you yesterday? Solskjaer does deserve to stay at Manchester United, and he should be given at least another season at the football club, because it is a transition period. And he revealed at the beginning of the year he's hopeful that we can get through this transition period. If it doesn't work out next season under Solskjaer, then get rid of him, then probably recommend Mauricio Pochettino in. But he deserves at least another season, because this is only his first full season at the moment, and Solskjaer has been here for around 15 months. But it takes some time for managers to settle in, so let's just put that into the equation in that. So anyway, guys, drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.